the earliest in Southeast Asia in competitive freediving. Pak Stanley, can you brief us on your history?
Jonathan said about malu. I should be malu because I'm too old. I'm the oldest, I think, from everyone here. Okay, start freediving in 2013, fairly new, and my first competition is same. Hi, where I can get first tips. Is very good that improve my techniques. I don't know what to share here, but thank you Azwa at that time, 2013, which is I can compete more and more. About the national record, I can broke it because like before 2013 is everything like a 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0. So nobody competes. So I easily broke the national record because not many people know or doing this kind of sport. Okay, so maybe I'm not talking too much because I already talked too much. Thank you.
Okay, just now you mentioned about pool discipline and depth discipline. Okay, in pool discipline there are three disciplines. One is static, where you hold your breath. How long you can before you surface and take a new breath. Then the dynamic with fin is swimming underwater using the fin, and the third one is swimming underwater without fin, which is dynamic no fin. Okay, all the three are called pool because they are essentially competed in a pool setting. I mean, you have a fixed distance setting. Water is essentially what is the condition as in the pool. Visibility is great. That competition is slightly different. Now let's start with the pool competition. Pool competition is one where if you have a good pool to train with, you can always train, and you must have a buddy to train with. Okay, and we mentioned about red card and white card and so on. That is because every competition must have a set of rules to follow. The AIDA competition will follow the AIDA rules. There's another world competition run mainly by CIMAS. They have another set of rules. Some are similar, some are different. Okay, so for AIDA in Southeast Asia, we use AIDA in most of the competition here. CIMAS is used quite a lot in Europe. Okay, sure there anyone in Southeast Asia using CIMAS? No, I don't think there's anyone in CIMAS. So basically, AIDA is the regulation that we use for our competition here. Okay, in pool discipline, obviously the kind of training is different from that discipline. So let's start with the pool training. Master Azwa, what kind of training would you go? Physical, mental, dietary, and how long do you plan before each competition?
Now our secret will be revealed. Okay, so for pool discipline, I always see that we train like a real athletes because like this is the time or this is the disciplines requires us to push ourselves to our limits. But of course, we don't want like push ourselves until like we get back out and then in the end our dive get red card and disqualified. So we want to have a clean dive so that all our performance valid. Otherwise, then we got 0 point red card. So it's a waste for that. And then after many years of competing, then we realized that a lot of things involved. It's not just about holding breath or swim, and there are a lot of things involved for you or in order for me to improve my performance and also to add more distance. And for now, because like especially for this year, I really focus more on my pool training because I have more pool competition. So then I have changed the way of my training. And for example, the dynamic disciplines and dynamic no fins where we need to swim underwater with one breath. You know, you can go as long as you can, as long as you still can swim. And when you surface, you're not conscious. But how long can you go? Of course, like maybe for now, when you start, maybe like even 25, it's already like, this is too far for beginner. But you will see if you really train and you know the right way to train, you will surprise that you can actually do more. So my first competition for dynamic, I set my record to 136 meters. I'm also surprised that I can go for that distance. And then of course, the next competition I will want to do more, but I know that I need to train for that. It's not just like holding breath and then use my monofin and just go, because I want to make sure that when I surface, I can still conscious. And especially for the Japan, then I start to train and travel and train with different coaches, and I also have online coaches, and then we talk and discuss about what I can do to put into my training to improve my performance. So then I realized that yes, I have like some weakness that I can improve, which is like for me it's more on the strength and also the technique. Okay, because like for the dynamic I use monofin, and this will require a lot of good skills. And then I start to spend more time doing more swimming just to improve the skills, because skills can provide maybe 20%, contribute 20% from your performance. So if you really have a good skill, you can save a lot of energy, and then you can swim better in the swimming pool. So that is also one. And then talking about food, last time like I experiment a lot when like I talk about this freediver, and then I read online, and then people like say, you cannot drink coffee, and then like you have to take an alkaline diet, and then you know when I start this and that, in the end like some things work and then sometimes it didn't work. And then in the end what I realize is in the end you should know like how your bodies work, and then you try to work with that rather than just follow everything. Of course, maybe some suggestion is really good, but make sure that you get the suggestion from the experts, not like from your own reading. Maybe like because we're not sure if the source that you read online is really reliable or like just take from anywhere. So in the end, like talk with the experts, and then what is the thing that you can take to improve your performance, and then you work from there. Yes, I did some CrossFit training because I involved with many sports before. So I do trail running, I do marathon, and so it's quite interesting. I started to train with MMA fighters. Okay, they really do high intensity training. So we have like 10 circuits, and then like 3 minutes do like really high, and then 30-second rest and start again. So it's quite interesting, but then in the end I built a lot of stamina from there. So which is like this is what I did, because sometimes when we go in the competition, maybe we will have like 3 disciplines in one day, which is like crazy. But sometimes like 2 disciplines in one day, where like we really need to have a good stamina to swim more. So in a way, it's improved my performance a bit. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. That's some insight on how she trains. Hassan?
Okay, for me now, most of my training I do in the pool. So I live in Taiwan now, and before, when I first came to Taiwan, it was difficult to find a training buddy, because there are so many freedivers over there, but almost none of them are competition oriented. And also, if I manage to get someone to train with, they don't speak English very well. So it's very difficult for me to get one. Well, but since end of last year, I met with a few freedivers, and eventually I have like 2 people that I can train quite consistently at the pool, and it's good for me because communication is not a problem, and they have time, and when I have time, we can just train together. So like for now, I do like 2 to 3 times training in the pool. So basically, when you train at the pool, when you hold your breath, 2 things happen. One, your oxygen level goes down, and second one, your carbon dioxide level goes up. So for free diving, you need to train to tolerate these two conditions. So certain day, I do like a long dive or hypoxic training to get used to the low oxygen level, and certain days of training is high CO2 training. They call it CO2 tables. And also, they also have another one where we combine these two conditions that is called the maximum attempt. Maximum attempt where you do your maximum effort, hopefully, if you are mentally strong, and that exposes you to the low CO2 and low O2 and high CO2. And for physical training, I also do running and swimming. Swimming, sometimes I do sprints. Also for running is the same, and drills for the technique, for no fins and for the monofin. And if I have time, I go to the gym as well for some weight training. And diet, this is the most difficult part because in Malaysia the food is mostly oily and it's nice, but it's not so healthy for free diving. I mean, like in general. And also my training partner here, Azwa, every time in the morning, if you are supposed to train, I call her, let's go training, or maybe we go for nasi lemak. She will answer, go nasi lemak. We can train tomorrow. So, but basically, when it's close to the competition, I will try to avoid oily food, and I will take something that is easy to digest. And some people, they don't take coffee. To me, doesn't matter is whether I drink coffee or not, is the same result I get. So that's good for me. And some people do yoga, meditation and all that. I find it too boring, so I didn't do any of those. Yeah, not for me. Yeah.
Jonathan?
So, how do I prep for pool competition?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you all cover your ears, please?